Hi, everyone. We're live. Okay. Let me get situated real quick. The nice thing about StreamYard is I'm probably already situated. I just like to double check and make sure. So, about StreamYard is I'm probably already situated. I just like to double check and make sure. Whoops. Okay, so we're definitely live on YouTube. Okay, and I've got Bill here, which is awesome. And Caleb just sent me a message saying he's going to come on. Okay, Caleb, I'm about to send you the link. Let me send that to him. And then we'll begin. All right. If you're here, say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're coming in from. All right. All right. So let me get the comments here. Peter. Hi, Peter. All right. So welcome, everybody. My name is Amy Starr Allen, and I'm live right now on YouTube and 2 different places on Facebook. So definitely, hi, Nikki Chubb from Australia. Definitely say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. And I know I've got, I'm going to be bringing out a couple people tonight too to share some stuff. And as promised, I want to talk about the topic that I promised you guys, which, hold on a second, because I need to bring up my little cheat sheet here. Okay. Ian, I love you too so much. Okay. All right. So as promised, what I'm going to be sharing tonight, I'm going to bring out a couple people to kind of share about this topic and what their experience has been. We're in the middle, almost in the middle. Today's day 14 of a 30-day content challenge that we're doing. And I guess my dog wants to be on too. So here he comes. And so every day for 30 days, we have everybody that's participating in the challenge has been creating a piece of content every day and committing to doing that every day for 30 days. And the content can be on one platform for the entire 30 days. Like someone can create 30 YouTube videos in 30 days, or it can be, a mixture of different platforms, as long as you're creating some type of content every single day. Okay. So I'm going to be pulling a couple people out here to share with you that have been participating in the challenge. And I want them to be able to share, what it's been like for them. From going from maybe being inconsistent with creating content or maybe not creating content much at all before to creating content every single day, because I want you to hear from some people that are actually doing this. And I want to also, I promised in the title and the description of this live stream that I was going to talk about what I call the fishhook effect. And it's why content marketing works as an evergreen traffic strategy. And this is why I love content marketing so much. And, why, like, I swear by it and love it. And so I'm going to just kind of show you what I mean by that. And I'm going to talk about a couple different types of content and how the fishhook effect pertains to like searchable versus non-searchable and that kind of thing. So I'm going to go through that. And, let me start off by just saying, myself, I'm also going through this 30-day content challenge, and I've been having breakthroughs too, right along the side of everybody else that's going through the challenge. One of the things that I've been doing is I'm learning TikTok. TikTok is a kind of it's not a new platform for me. I've been on there for a long time, since it was Musically. I was doing like silly dance videos with my kids, but I just started learning how to use it for marketing purposes. And I'm mostly using it to drive traffic from TikTok over to my YouTube channel. Like that's my main intention with it. So it's been cool because I've been, just very much more intentional, especially since this challenge has started. So I'm learning that, and the challenge has kind of caused me to create content every day, no matter what. And, even on the days when I don't feel like it, I'm still creating content. I'm really operating in the moment. I always do that anyway. I always talk about that. Like, if you're having an inspired moment, to create a piece of content. But I find that since I'm committed to creating a new piece of content every day for 30 days, that I'm actually doing that even more than usual. I'm my reticular activating system in my brain is actively looking for things that are valuable, that I could share, that could make a difference for people. So that's another benefit of being in this challenge. I'm just sharing some of my breakthroughs with you guys. And so yeah, it's been awesome. Oh, another one of the breakthroughs or benefits that has happened for me is I made it to the top of the leaderboards in my main business. I'm an affiliate for the Home Business Academy, and I made it to the top of the leaderboards, which has happened before, but it's like, I feel like it happened right now because of how consistent I'm being. And I'm just, I'm just showing up in more places and more regularly than even before. So there's definitely benefits to it. And so I just wanted to share, like, that's just kind of a side effect. And what I love about that, and if you follow me on social media, I've shared this, but I'm up there on the leaderboards with all these other people that are doing paid marketing strategies. And what I love about that is I'm just doing content marketing. So I'm not, the paid marketing strategies generate a lot of times, like if you do a solo ad, for example, you might generate like 100 leads in a day and make a couple sales out of that. And then that's it. And then it's over. And then your lead flow stops until you run another solo ad. So that's an example of paid advertising, or like Facebook ads. You pay, you have a daily budget, and Facebook spends that budget every day. And as long as it's spending the budget, theoretically, you'll be getting leads. But as soon as you turn off your ad, that stops and your leads stop coming. So the difference between these things and content marketing is, and what I love about content marketing is that with content marketing, I'm not spending money for ads. I'm just creating content. And that content is going out on the internet where people can find it. And I'm going to talk about that in a second, how they find it. And then over time, and we're talking about some of the leads that I get come from content that's been out there for months, weeks, months, sometimes even years, where people are searching for something and they find one of my videos that I created a long time ago. And they're able to find me from that video because it came up in their search. And so the content that I create today can go out onto the internet, and what I like to look at all of my content like little fish hooks out in the sea, the ocean, that is the internet. And each of those little fish hooks has the ability to find fish, right? For like the people that are actually out there looking for help and solutions and answers to their problems, they can actually find me. They can find me because I have all these fish hooks out into the ocean. And so over time, over the years that I've been marketing online, every time I create a piece of content, it goes out into that sea. And it's just one more way that people can find their way back to me. And so what's really powerful about doing a 30-day content challenge like we're doing right now is that, imagine if you have no content and all of a sudden in 30 days, you have 30 pieces of content. Like, that's huge. And like for me, I was creating content consistently, but I wasn't doing 30 pieces of content in 30 days. Like, I wasn't creating a piece of content every single day. So this is just a way for me to like boost the amount of content I have out there. And for anybody that hadn't started creating content yet, it's a way to start exercising that muscle and getting used to, like I know Caleb and Bill, who are going to share here in a minute, they are both doing YouTube videos every single day. And So I can't wait to hear from them what that's been like as far as like the learning curve with YouTube. Like just using YouTube every day is going to teach you, you're going to learn that platform. You're going to get more comfortable in front of the camera. You're going to get more, you're going to learn how to find ways to inspire your audience, or things to teach your audience, or ways to help your audience in a much more easy, like much more easily, because you're doing it every day and you're just getting used to doing it every day. So, so there's so many benefits to, being in action in this way. And I know when I talked to Bill earlier and I said, hey, Bill, I'd love to have you jump out with us tonight, because I've been watching his YouTube videos every day. It's so inspiring. It's been so cool because I feel like I know him now, because he's sharing himself on YouTube every day. And when I asked him to come out, his first response was, but I haven't made any sales yet. And, but I'd still be willing to share if you still think that there's some value that I could bring. And I said, I absolutely want you to share, because that's besides the point. Marketing in general takes time, and content marketing is definitely not a, like get rich quick kind of thing. That's not what it is. It's about providing value to your audience. It's about being able, for people to find you when they're searching for the issues that they're having, the things that are keeping them awake at night, the questions that they have about what they're trying to, create in their whatever niche you're in. It's about when they search for that stuff for them to be able to find you. And this is a long-term strategy. So if you're not getting sales in the first 14 days of a content challenge, that's okay. It's like expected, right? Like you might get some sales and that's awesome, but that's not the point. The point is to start learning the skills to create content, to start learning the platforms that you're creating the content on, and to start creating a presence for yourself online. So anyway, so that's what I said to Bill. I didn't say all that, but I said, yes, I still want you to come out, because what you're doing is valuable. There's so much, I just want to hear, like, for him, what's been, what this has been like. So, all right, let me think about this, because I want to share my screen and show you guys exactly what I mean about like how this fishhook effect works. But these guys are waiting in the wings. So I think what I'll do is I will bring them out, and then we'll have a little talk about what their process has been like for the 30-day 30-day content challenge. And then I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to give you some specific examples about searchable versus non-searchable content, and social media versus search engines, and how the fishhook effect, as I call it, works, and why all of this matters. Okay, so let me pull these guys out. There we go. Hi, Bill. Hi, Caleb.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm in my car. So.
Guys. Yeah. So that's why I was going to teach first, but then I was like, I don't know if these guys, like Caleb might need to drive down the road, so I don't want to keep you.
No,
Thank you for jumping on.
He's in the snow, isn't he? Isn't it Caleb in the snow?
Oh yes, I just actually I saw, not to go on, but I saw Craig's video about giving plasma on Friday, and I just got out of my second session of giving plasma. So
oh, nice.
That's why I'm in my car at the moment. Anyway.
Nice. Yeah, everybody. So what's been cool about the content challenges, we have a thread each day where people can post a link to whatever piece of content they created that day. And then we're all going and syndicating for each other. In other words, we're all going and watching each other's videos, or going to each other's Facebook or Instagram posts, or wherever the content is, and, engaging with it, leaving a comment, giving it a thumbs up, watching the video if it's a video or whatever. So it's been cool because we've been able to learn from each other in the process. So Craig did a video the other day. Craig's also been posting, and I invited him here tonight too. I haven't heard from him. But anyway, he posted a video the other day about how he's donating plasma to raise money for his advertising budget. And he shared his process, and he showed how much he gets paid. And so Caleb watched that video, and now here is Caleb going out. So do you see how that works? Like Craig provided value that helped Caleb, and now Caleb is able to put that into play. It's just awesome. Not to mention, the challenge has been fun. I think it's been fun. I know Bill mentioned today in your video today, when I was watching it, Bill, you mentioned that you're having fun in this challenge, which just made me so happy. But I think I'm having fun too. And I think one of the reasons is because we're all in it together, and we're all like there, you know, supporting each other with each piece of content that we put out, which just makes it feel different than if you're just out there on your own, like putting it out there on YouTube and you don't get any views, or you don't know if anybody's watching it or whatever. It's just nice to know that we have a community and everybody's supporting each other. So, all right. So I don't want it to be like chaotic. So I'm going to ask, I'll pull one of you. I'll talk to one of you and then the other one of you about kind of what's been happening. Bill, let's start with you.
Okay.
So I'm sure you heard what I was saying before about, you know, I know you were saying like you haven't gotten any sales yet, but what I want to know is, you know, what you were doing before this challenge, and how I know that you've created a YouTube video every day for the last 14 days. And one of the things that I've loved about watching you do that is, and I shared about this in the Facebook group, but you've shared so many things. Bill is the only one that I know of in the challenge that's actually using the daily prompts. I gave 30 daily prompts for the 30 days, which are optional, but just so that everybody has a topic if they need one for the day. And Bill has been doing those topics exactly as they're laid out, which has just been really cool. And so he's been answering, you know, sharing some content that's based on, you know, these different prompts that have been given. And in the process, I've learned a lot about Bill. Like I now know that he's an artist. He shared some of his artwork. I know that he's a teacher. He shared some of his experiences with his students. He shared some stuff about his business and how he makes money and how he's going to write a children's book and put it up on Amazon. Like I've just learned all this stuff. So now I feel like I know you, Bill. And this is a huge reason why content marketing is so powerful, particularly video marketing, is that it helps people get to know you, like you, and trust you much faster than if they didn't know anything about you, or they didn't, you know. So I feel like I always teach, you know, letting people into our worlds on a more personal level, how important that is, because we're not just marketers with a business, right? We have like kids and interests and hobbies and things that light us up and passions. So in my opinion, it's always good to share that other stuff because it helps people connect with you on a deeper level. Like I play the guitar. Sometimes I post a music video. So I tend to attract then people into my business who are like, I play the guitar. And so I have a background of relatedness with this person because she plays the guitar. Or single moms tend to, you know, find me because I'm a single mom and I share about that, you know, but I'm not just all business all the time is my point. And so that's what I really loved about watching your videos. So I just want to hear from you, you know, what this process has been like. What have you learned? How does it feel? What has happened for you in the last 2 weeks?
Well, okay. First thing is I started, I saw Peter, he's in the chat or in the watching right now. Mm-hmm. And he had one of the masterminds with Paul mentioned John MacArthur, and he shared a minute. And I went on, and there's a lady out of Chicago that's a doctor that has a mission thing, and she posts a little devotional thing every day. A minute. It's like 2 seconds to read it. And so I opened a chat group on Facebook called the Six Word Memoir Forum. I don't know if you're familiar with the 6-word memoir, but as a teacher, I am. I teach English, and the 6-word memoir was somebody asked Hemingway if he could tell a story in 6 words, and he did. And it kind of caught on, and so people post there's something about their life in 6 words, and it's kind of challenge to think about it and do it. So every day I look at that little devotional thing and I post it, 6 words. I make up 6 words that go along with that. So I've been doing that every day. Mostly my friends see it now. Nobody's on it except friends, but they comment and whatnot. So that's one area. Then as far as the challenge, I've really been on the YouTube channel trying to do better every day. And I don't make videos. I'm an old guy. I'm kind of ugly, and you know, I'm not real good at it. And I'm also not real good at speaking. I'm challenged a little bit with it, but I'm working at it. And I think I'm trying to get better every day. Caleb shared some things on how some technical things on YouTube that he actually did a video for me because I asked him about it, and I still haven't done it. But I'm working on one little thing at a time to try and get better. And I noticed when Craig talked the other day, they asked you to share and post and give a thumbs up. I forget to do that every day. And that's something that helps spread your channel. And so I'm learning little bits and pieces as I go. I'm not discouraged, and I'm really excited about the Home Business Academy. I started with somehow somebody put the 30-minute work day on it. I got on that before we changed all that stuff. And he put all that stuff as part of the Home Business Academy.
Let me stop you right here because I don't want to get into that a particular business. I just want to talk about content marketing.
Okay. Well, anyway, I was basically doing marketing through just buying traffic. And now I'm really challenged to create more. And I'm starting to think about how what I'm going to do, and I do little snippets, but I'm trying to think about starting to teach like you do. You're modeling for me, really. I really watch you, and I watch Mike and Paul as they present stuff too, and the mastermind. All the people on there, they're fabulous. It's a huge help to me. Huge. I can't say how much it is. So, good. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Well, I'm just glad, you're talking about YouTube and all the technical, there's so many ins and outs when it comes to the technical side of it. And that's a whole other piece of it. Creating the content is one thing, but you said you're not good at it. And I just want to say that nobody's good at it at first. If you go back to the beginning of my YouTube channel, I look like a deer in the headlights. There's no way to be comfortable with talking to an inanimate object until you do it a lot and just get used to it, right? It's just weird. You're talking to a camera, or you're talking to your computer or your phone, it's weird. So don't say that you're not good at it. You're just inexperienced, and you're getting better every day. I mean, it's very obvious to me after 14 days straight that you're getting better, and you'll just continue to get better. And again, you're exercising that muscle. And so you're going through the prompts, you're using those to give you the courage and the content, the idea of what to talk about. But like you said, now you want to shift into teaching, which is perfect, because then you can start to teach about whatever it is that you want to teach about. And then you can learn the technical piece, which we're not going to talk about right now, but all the stuff about how to get it to rank so people can find it in the search engines and all of that stuff, because that's a part of it too. But for now, you're just creating 30 pieces of content in 30 days. So you're going to feel by the end of the 30 days, you know how to do that. You know how to upload a video to YouTube. You know how to talk to the camera. You know how to, do the general stuff, right? And then you can start to hone in on your craft even more. So I just commend you for showing up every day for the last 14 days, like clockwork, and you haven't missed a day. And like I said, it's what you're doing is important, because even if you don't feel like you're necessarily really teaching anything, you're giving people the opportunity to get to know you. And that's really, really, really important. Know you, like you, and trust you. Mm-hmm. So thank you for showing up, and for showing up here tonight too, to talk about what your experience has been like, because you're an inspiration. You're an inspiration to me, and you're not ugly, and you're not all the things that you said. You have to stop. Let me just have a teaching moment right here. Anything the words I am are so powerful. So you never want to attach anything to the end of that I am. I saw you say something the other day. I actually put it as a note because I wanted to talk about this further, and I will in another video. But you said, like, I'm struggling to whatever you said. I'm struggling to, I wrote it down. I am struggling. Like, you don't want to say that. You can reframe that somehow, but you never want to say, like, I am ugly. I am not good at this, right? You can say, I am learning this. I am getting better at this every day. So, just be careful about that, because you are an amazing, powerful, beautiful person. So I don't want you to put yourself in a box that says, I am all this negative stuff, because you're not.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm going to move on over, for the sake of time, I'm going to move on over to Caleb now. And Caleb has been like a YouTube rock star. And Caleb is, as far as I know, pretty new to internet marketing in general. Yeah. And maybe had started doing some YouTube videos before this challenge started, but hadn't done all that many. And anyway, he's been creating a video every single day as well for the last 14 days. So Caleb, do you want to tell us a little bit about what that's been like for you and your process and where you're coming up with your content? Because I know you're coming up with your own ideas and any breakthroughs that you've had.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want everyone to know that I'm not driving at the moment. I'm just sitting in my car so that no one thinks. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll get that out of the way. So when I first started, I got my YouTube. I first latched onto YouTube when I saw Paul's teaching in the trainings. He said he explained basically why YouTube, and so I wasn't nervous leading up to it, and then when I got in front of the camera, it wasn't that I was nervous. It was just I kind of went blank-minded. So maybe you want to call that nervous. I'm not sure. And I know that he also advised to maybe write some things down beforehand, but I also didn't want. So the first couple looked horrible because I didn't want people to think I was blatantly looking off camera and stuff. And so after those two, I just said the heck with it. I'm just going to start winging it and going with whatever comes to me to speed up the learning curve process. And I mean, that'll take too much time to write things down before each video anyway. And so I've been doing that, and just kind of between, I guess, things that you may say that I catch or other YouTubers, I keep those things in mind, like the tube buddy stuff or the putting the notes in my the description in my notes. That was my idea. And yeah, just things that come to mind throughout the day. I know that you commented on the one I had about being wise with your money. And then I know that Mike Hobbs said that he watches Sean Cannell sometimes. So I started watching him a little bit. And also just things that I typed in that I needed help with, he popped up somewhat too. So I've learned a couple of things from him. And
so you're doing the learn, do, teach method, which is my favorite.
I'm doing that, and then whatever else kind of comes to mind. So I just kind of try to think of things throughout the day that I could use, and I try to keep it 5 to 6 minutes. The ones that are like 15 to 16 minutes are like teaching and stuff. And then the last thing I guess I'll throw in is I've learned that if I don't want to have to mess with it the next day and I already have a couple ideas, I'll just do 2 that day and then save the one for the next day. So that's kind of something that I picked up along the way myself, just came to me. But yeah, I've been having fun with it, and I've been more comfortable in front of the camera, getting little things in place here and there. So that's kind of all that's coming to my head right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's been awesome to watch you just evolve right in front of our eyes. Really, I mean, it's and I don't know your exact age, but I know you're a young person.
29.
29. So you have, I just see like so much potential, and I just again, like I think it's so amazing how you've just kind of like jumped in the deep end. Like you're just like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go all out with it. I'm, you know, like, because committing to a 30-day challenge for a lot of people is kind of a daunting thing. Like, don't want to commit to 30 pieces of content in 30 days because that seems like too much, especially because I'm a beginner. I mean, this goes for both of you. Like, I don't know if I can do that. I'm new. But what better way to, like, you know, speed up the learning curve than to just jump in the deep end like you both have. And so it's been really, really fun and awesome to kind of watch the evolution happen in 2 weeks. You know, it's amazing how much can happen. You know, you've created 14 videos in the last 2 weeks. Isn't that amazing? You've both created 14 videos in the last 2 weeks. Like, to me, that's just incredible, because a lot of, you know, even if people are consistent, which is a huge component when it comes to content marketing, is to be consistent. But for like a normal, probably video schedule for a lot of people would be like 1 video per week. So to create 14 videos would take 14 weeks, which is like 3.5 months, right? And you've done that in 2 weeks. So that's amazing. And you know, so again, it's by the end of the challenge, you'll just, you know, you'll already be using all of the stuff that you're like learning, doing, and teaching right now, Caleb. Like, by the end of the 30 days, you're going to be like a YouTube master pretty much, with all the stuff that you're learning. Besides the fact that you're filming the videos every day, you're learning all of the technical components of it too. So, you know, you'll be off to the races, which is just so cool.
The one last thing I'll say is this isn't actually why I was listening to one of his videos, but I had pulled up, and I listen to other people, but Sean Canna was just one of the people I was listening to. And I noticed that he said in one of his videos, people complain to him that they're not getting views or subscriptions or this, that, and the other, and he'll go and look at their YouTube channel when they say that they don't know why they're not getting watches. And he says, well, you've done two videos in 2 days, and then waited 2 years and done another video, or your videos are just all over the place. You just haven't been consistent, and are like, well, I'll start. So yeah, pretty much what you said. He said just start, because he goes, I was horrible in my first one. He showed it. I didn't think it was that bad personally, but he said just quit freaking out and start. So that was pretty much his advice. So
yep. What else can you do, right? And like I said, we all suck at it in the beginning. It's just a skill. Nobody's born with a video camera, like comfort, whatever. Like we all have to learn the skill. Everybody has to learn it. We all have to start. It's a level playing field, though. That's what's cool about it. And you're going to get better that much faster because you're doing so much content all at once. So thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going to share my screen in a sec and show you guys, just teach a couple things about content marketing so that everybody can kind of see it on the screen. Before I do that, do either of you have anything else? Any last thoughts you want to say about?
I do, and this just now came to me. They say to get your channel started, 35 videos is about the point where they said the algorithm will start noticing you. About 35 to start out with consistently. So just thought I'd throw that one out there.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
That's all I have.
And with all the algorithms, whether it's search engine like YouTube or social media, you have to be consistent for your stuff to show up, for people to see it. Like if you go on Facebook and post like this epic piece of content, but you only do that like once a month, Facebook isn't going to show it to anyone. It doesn't matter how awesome it is. They're going to favor the people that are showing up there on a regular basis. And that goes for pretty much all the platforms, including YouTube. So it is important to be consistent. And it's also important to be consistent because if you train your audience to know that you're going to show up like at a certain day of the week, every week you're going to post a video, or that you're just consistently going to share content every week or every couple times a week or whatever your schedule is going to be, that builds trust with your audience, as rather than like you were saying, Sean was saying, like if you post 10 videos in a week and then you disappear for a month, like people are going to lose trust in you. So you definitely you'd be better off taking those 10 videos and spreading them out so that you can just keep showing up on a consistent basis. So like you were saying, and that's called batching content, what you were talking about, where you create a couple videos and you share one a day instead of sharing them both in the same day. A lot of big marketers will batch like 3 months worth of content in one day. They'll go into the studio and bang out, a bunch of videos and then drip them out over a period of time. And some of these big marketers have like hair and wardrobe people, like they change their outfits and it looks like a completely different day, but it's not. And it's just all batched and then they're done. Like they don't have to create any more content. Like they do it once a quarter or whatever, and they get all their content done and they just bang it out. And like you were saying, like if the video is 5 minutes long or even 10 minutes long, I mean, you can create 10 videos in 50 minutes, really, if you know what you're going to say and the videos aren't that long. So you really can batch your content. And a lot of people do that. A lot of women that I know go and like, they go to the salon, like, and get a blowout every week. And then they create all their content because their hair looks good. Like they create all their content before they like mess up their hair. And then, they have their, so that's like I don't personally do that, but like I know one woman who has like crazy curly hair, and once a week she goes to the salon and gets a blowout, and then she creates like all of her content for like however long, like she batches it because she's having a good hair day, and then she just has it off to the side so that she can drip it out over time. And but yeah, I mean, it's batching content like that is definitely one way to stay consistent. You schedule the day or days that you're going to create the content, and then you have a schedule where you're going to publish the content. And that way, you're showing up consistently for your audience, and you're not overwhelming your audience, right? You don't want to give people 10 videos in a day. Like it's too much content. Nobody wants to digest that much content in one day. So good stuff. Any last closing thoughts for you, Bill?
I just, I've been posting, been building a list. So I post what I do in my daily email too. And I put the link so that they can go look at that. It's getting to know me, like you said. So yeah. I want them to know me.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know how anyone could watch your videos and not like fall in love with you, who you are. Like you're just an authentic, kind, soft-spoken, knowledgeable person. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like that's going to go so far just because you've been willing to get on camera and let people like see who you are. Like, I mean, you can tell you're not going to like rip anybody off. You know what I mean? Like you're the real deal. And now they know that.
Yeah. And the other thing is the people that we've met on this challenge, I'm like Caleb, and Greg, and I read, and Jennifer, you had her on, and mm-hmm. Like I'm getting to know these people too, so as well as you. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it has been fun. It's going to be weird when it's over.
Yeah.
We'll have to do another one, I guess, at some point.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I'm going to share my screen. So I think you guys are welcome to hang out. And if you feel like, you want to jump out again after, you're more than welcome to. But I'm going to have to take you off the screen for now because I'm going to share my screen just to go over a few little tidbits here. And if you don't want to stick around, you don't have to. You're welcome to jump off. So totally up to you. So you're going to be waiting in the wings because I'm going to minimize you. So don't be offended. All right, here we go. All right. So that was awesome. Now what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen. So what I'm going to talk about is what I was talking about before about the fishhook effect. I want to show you guys how this works. So as I was saying, like each piece of content that we create becomes like a little fishhook out in the sea, out in the ocean, right? So for weeks from now or months from now or even years from now, like that video that Caleb made about TubeBuddy, if somebody's searching for how to use TubeBuddy 5 years from now, if Caleb has optimized his video, and I'm not going to do an optimization training or anything like that, but if you do it right, that piece of content, people can find that years from now. And you can generate leads from that content forever, as long as it's searchable. Okay, so there's such a thing as a searchable content, which means you can find it on a search engine. YouTube is a search engine, so people can go on YouTube specifically and search. Google is a search engine. Pinterest is a search engine, and I'm going to show you some examples of this here in a second. And then there's social media. Now, social media is a different animal. Social media, it's still important to have an online presence. So some of the people in our challenge have been just posting on social media every day, on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and that's totally fine too. Social media is important in its own way. These are two kind of different animals. When I really am talking about like the type of content marketing that I'm super passionate about, it's mostly the evergreen content that people can find via search. But that being said, I'm still consistent on social media. And why? Why is that important? Well, on social media, people, a lot of times, they might not be searching for, in the same way that they're going to search on a search engine. Like if you go to, YouTube, you can type in like how to generate leads online, right? You can type that in and you'll find a bunch of YouTube videos will come up. You can't search in that way on Facebook, but what people will do is they will search for people on Facebook. Like if someone is considering joining a company and somehow they've heard of you, but they've heard of some other people that are in that company and they want to go like learn about the different people, they'll search for your name in social media and they'll go find your profile. And if you haven't been consistent and you don't have anything valuable that comes up when they go to your profile, or you haven't posted in like 6 months or whatever, they're not going to take you seriously, especially if the other people that they're searching are consistent. So being consistent on social media is important because of that. Social media content has a shelf life. Okay, so that's the biggest difference between like social media and like searchable content on YouTube. Social media content, like if you do a Facebook Live today, in 2 days from now, nobody's going to see that anymore. Like Facebook's going to show it to people right now while you're live and like maybe for another day, and then nobody's going to find it. Nobody's going to see it anymore unless you download it and upload it to YouTube and optimize it for the search engines. So social media content definitely has a shelf life. It's more of a temporary hit. Like there's a temporary window of time that people will actually see it. But being consistent is key, because if they go to your profile and there's nothing current there, then that's not good, right? So, even though it has a shelf life and it's not searchable in the same way as the search engines type of content is. In other words, like if you search how to generate leads online on Google, Facebook posts are not going to come up. Even if someone did a Facebook Live about it, it's not likely to show up on the search engines, right? But if you have a YouTube video about it, it is. So let me share my screen and show you what I mean. I haven't shared my screen on here lately, so let me make sure that I remember. I think this is what I want to do. Application window or Chrome. I have to remember what All right, I think this is how I wanted to do it. All right, so let's see. Okay, good. You guys see YouTube. Okay, so let me see if I can find. Sorry, I've got to get this like organized here. Okay. All right. So here's my YouTube screen. So YouTube is a search engine. So if somebody has a question about something. They want to learn something. And Caleb was just talking about this. If he wants to learn how to use TubeBuddy, he goes to YouTube and searches for it, right? So if you come to YouTube, you can search for whatever you want on YouTube. So let's say you want to learn how to download a Facebook Live video. So you come to YouTube and you do a search for that, right? And then these videos are going to come up, right? So I have a video that's ranking for how to download a Facebook Live video, right? It's got 15,000 views because it's ranking, because I have it optimized so that when people type this in, they find it. And then just as a side note, this is where, you know, on YouTube, your thumbnail becomes important, because what's going to happen is people are going to look at the videos at the top here that are ranked, and they're going to click on the thumbnail that's like the most attractive to them. So you definitely want to have a thumbnail that's going to compete with the other stuff that's here. So anyway, this one has 1.5 thousand views and mine has 15,000 views. Somehow he's ranked ahead of mine. But anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, so here's my video. So people can find this video, right? So I created this video 10 months ago, and it still generates leads for me pretty much daily. All right, so how does that work? So if you click on this video, you'll see that in my description, all right, I'm talking about how to download a Facebook Live video in this video. So what I did was I have a lead magnet that I've created inside of the HBA Funnel Builder. I create different lead magnets where people can opt in to learn more about whatever topic my video is about or whatever. So this video is talking about teaching something about Facebook. So here I have my daily themes to increase engagement on your Facebook page, group, or profile. It's a PDF. And people can click on this. And if they click on this, it takes them to a lead capture page, which is taking a really long time to load for some reason. Here we go. So they can come to this page and they can click here and put in their name and email address, and they'll get sent the free guide, right? Now they're on my email list. Okay. So, and then I also have a link here for, you know, check out my #1 pick for an online business. So this video, see, it has 15,922 views. It's searchable. People that are searching for how to download a Facebook Live video can find this video. So that's why this is what I mean when I'm talking about like these little fish hooks. Like this is a little fish hook. This is one piece of content that people can find when they do a search for it. Okay. So let me give you another example. Let's say I want to do a search for 30-minute workday. Well, if you search for 30-minute workday on YouTube, here's one of my videos. Let me go to an incognito window just to make sure this isn't, sometimes it pulls stuff up based on, you know, what you've searched for. So this is an incognito window, which means it doesn't have any of my cookies or anything. 30-minute workday. Okay. So you can see here's a video above mine, but then I've got this one ranking, this one ranking, this one ranking, this one ranking. So you can see like my videos are all over the place at the top of the search results when you search for 30-minute workday on YouTube. So same thing. If someone comes to one of these videos, they're going to have the opportunity to click on my link. I always have a link with my video. And if somebody clicks on this link, it takes them to my capture page. So I am generating leads. You know, this video has 2,829 views. So anyway, people are searching these different terms. And when they find one of my videos, they have the opportunity. And usually in my video, I'm directing them to the link below the video. So this is how I'm generating leads for free every day with these different pieces of content. And you saw like with 30-minute workday, with that 30-minute workday search, I have a bunch of different videos here that are ranking. So these are all little fish hooks, right? They're just different videos. So if someone doesn't click on this one, maybe they'll click on this one. And if they don't click on that one, maybe they'll set up, you know, they'll click on this one. And so anyway, I have a lot of different fish hooks out here. All right. So, and I don't even know. Okay. Somebody just, I don't even know if you guys saw that because I went in incognito window and I don't know if it was showing. Somebody can tell me in the comments if it was showing or not. Anyway, I'll just stay in my regular Google Chrome browser since that's what's showing up here on the live stream. And let me show you another example. So if I come to Google, let me make sure the Google screen, yeah, okay. So Google is also a search engine. So if I put in Google, 30-minute workday, do a search, look what comes up here. This is uploaded by Amy Starr Allen. So here's a video on YouTube that ranks on Google, right? And then if you scroll through here, you'll see 30-minute workday system review, Amy Starr Allen. This is my website. So I do content on my blog as well. Anything that I post on YouTube, I also put on my blog. So my blog is also ranking on Google. All right. So if someone, right here, 30-minute workday marketing system review, this is my website. Okay. So I'm ranking on Google as well for this term. So these are a couple of other little fish hooks that I have if people are searching on Google rather than YouTube. So my content is searchable. So over time, the more content that you create with different keywords that people might be searching for, you want your content to start showing up so that people can start to find it in all these different places. Let me show you one more. So this is Pinterest. Let me make sure it's showing up. Okay. Now I have stuff on Pinterest, but I haven't actually posted anything on Pinterest in years. Okay. So I'm not going to use any of myself as an example, but I just want to show you that this is a search engine. Okay. This is not a social media site where people are like having conversations. This is a search engine where people post content that can be searched for and found. So let me show you how this works. So here I am on my home feed on Pinterest. And if I come to the search, I can type in like how to generate leads online. If I type that in, all of this stuff comes up. This is all of like people's stuff that they've created, 10 ways to generate leads. And I guarantee you that some of this stuff is like years old or months old or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's just because it shows up here doesn't mean it's a new piece of content. This stuff has, because it's a search engine, stuff that was created a long time ago is still going to show up because it's ranking for these different search words. So if I come to this piece of content, it's going to have a link here where it's going to take me probably to her blog or wherever so it's going to take me to her website. Let's see if this has a date on it. This is just like a random example. So I don't know. Sometimes on a blog, it'll show you when it was posted and sometimes it won't. I'm not seeing a date here. In any case, that's just an example of Pinterest. Like Pinterest is also a search engine. So if you're posting stuff on your website, you can come over here and put an image on Pinterest that links back to your website, and people will be able to find it on Pinterest if you use the keywords properly. Just like on YouTube and on your blog, you've got to use the key, and I'm not going to do a whole training on optimization today, but you would use keywords and tags so that people can find your content. Okay. So that's what I mean when I talk about searchable content. It's stuff that you create the content once, and for weeks, months, years to come, people can find your content. Like people can come to Pinterest and find your website. People can go to YouTube and find your videos. People can go to Google and find your website or your YouTube channel. So that's why I'm so passionate about content marketing, and why what Bill and Caleb are doing and how they're creating content on a regular basis. Over time, they're going to have all of these pieces of content. And over time, like what Bill was saying, when he starts teaching about certain things, he can rank his videos for certain keywords. Like I showed you how I did the one, how to download a Facebook Live video, right? If he teaches on something and he ranks it for that thing, when someone types that into the search engines, his content can come up. And as he creates more content, he's creating more and more little fish hooks out in the ocean for all of the people that are searching for all different keywords, all different phrases, all different questions in his niche will be able to find his stuff. All right. So that is how searchable content works. And all right, hold on one second. And then let me just pull this thing up real quick and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay. So then, like I was saying, like with social media, social media doesn't work like that. Like you're not going to search for, you know, if I like, let's say like I did a post about Home Business Academy, right? Yesterday I did a post on Facebook about why I love the Home Business Academy. And I showed, you know, I was at the top of the leaderboard. So I did a thing about that and the Home Business Academy. If someone searches for the Home Business Academy on YouTube or Google, that Facebook post is not going to show up. And people aren't going to Facebook to search for stuff like that. It's not a search engine. So that piece of content is going to show up for probably a day to the people that, you know, I'm engaging with on Facebook, you know, to my audience on Facebook. It's going to show it to some of them. I mean, the Facebook algorithm is very tricky. And then it's pretty much not ever going to be seen again on Facebook, which is why I did that video to show people how to download a Facebook Live video, because I believe that if you create a valuable piece of content on Facebook, like a video like that, like a live video, that you should download it and upload it to YouTube and rank it so that it can last forever, right? And that's just a whole other tangent. But I just want you guys to understand the difference between the searchable content and social media content. And like I said, social media content is important as well, because you want to have a presence on these platforms in case people are searching for you by name. You want, you know, how do you want to, what are they going to find when they go to your profile, or what are they going to find when they go to your business page? Are they, you know, think about that. Like, think about if you were to go to your profile or your business page as a stranger, are you someone that you would want to do business with based on what you're sharing there? So you want to share consistently, and you want to share value on your social media platforms as well, right? So they're just two different types of content. But that's kind of my, that is my 2 cents when it comes to Nikki saying my video didn't show up on the incognito window. Well, I hope you guys got the gist anyway. I was basically just showing you that even if I'm not in my own browser, that my content is still ranking, and there's still a bunch of videos for people to choose from when they search, because I have, you know, I've done a lot of content, so it does come up in the searches. So hopefully that wasn't too much of a distraction for you guys that it didn't show up. I'm sorry about that. I didn't think about that when I pulled up the incognito window. So anyway, all right, let me check the comments real quick. And what does this say? And I don't know who this is, because like, if you don't click the little StreamYard link that shows, then it doesn't tell me who's making the comment. So I apologize. I don't know who this is. You're such a light in the dark world of internet marketing, always humble, caring, and intelligent with your conversations and praise. Keep doing what you're doing. Take care, and thank you for what you do. Oh, thank you, whoever said that. Does anyone have any questions? Like, did what I just showed you make sense as far as the fishhook effect? I just made that name up today. I've been saying this for years about the fishhook thing, but I've never actually called it the fishhook effect until today. But I just thought it's important to understand, like, for someone like Bill or someone like Caleb, if you're not getting like the results like sales maybe in your business, or, you know, the monetary results that you want right off the bat when you start creating content, that's besides the point. The point is to create these fish hooks so that your stuff over time, people can find you over time. And you want to just keep showing up and bringing the value. You want to be a valuable person and make it easy for people to find your stuff. And the easiest way for people to find your stuff is if there's a lot of it out there. And if you know, the next piece of the equation, which we're not talking about tonight, but, you know, is for in the search results, is to use the right keywords so that people can find your stuff, right? And keyword, search engine optimization is a whole other can of worms and a whole other training. And I'm not going to stay on here for much longer tonight, but I just want you guys to understand that the more content that you have and the more consistent that you are and the more you show up as a person of value, the more people are going to be attracted to you. And the thing is, like if someone finds one of my YouTube videos when they search for a certain term, what happens is they end up on my YouTube channel. And from there, I have tons of other videos on my YouTube channel. So it can be like a whole, rabbit hole that people can go down. Like if they're searching for information about the stuff that I'm passionate about, they're going to find a lot of content, a lot of different videos about that stuff. So if they're, for example, if they're watching a video about the HBA funnel builder, maybe a specific thing that the HBA funnel builder does, like I do videos on different features of it, they might watch that video and then they'll notice that I have other videos on my channel about some of the other features and they start watching those. And the next thing you know, they're becoming a customer of the HBA funnel builder. So that's key. And then the other thing, I just want to mention this because I've talked about it a lot this week. I actually did a video about it this week on my YouTube channel. But when you get a lead from a piece of content, like, from YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're posting your thing, if you're putting a link in, like I showed you, for people to leave their email address and they're getting added to your email list, don't be discouraged if the person doesn't purchase something right away from you. A lot of times it takes people a while of just getting, hearing from you on a consistent basis before they're ready to pull out their credit card and buy something. So I did a YouTube video this week where I shared about this and I gave 2 specific examples and I showed the back office of my autoresponder and I showed like how I tracked these people from the time anytime someone purchases something from me, I can go and see how they ended up on my list, how long they've been on my list, what emails they've gotten, what emails they've opened, what emails they clicked stuff inside of. I can see all of that. So I used that information to show some examples. And in the examples that I showed, I got several sales this week. One of my sales had been on my list for 4 months, like exactly 4 months to the day when they purchased something from me, which means for 4 months, they were getting emails from me, sending them back to the different YouTube videos that I was creating or sending them to my blog or whatever, these live streams or whatever, because, I just consistently stay in front of them with my content. That's how I provide value for people, by creating content. So for 4 months, I was sending out emails to this person with the different videos and content that I've created. And 4 months later, they purchased something from me. So it took 4 months. And then I got another sale like the next day. And I looked at that person and that person had been on my email list for 2 months. So same thing, they don't opt in as a lead. Some people will opt in and purchase something right then and there in the moment, right? Some people will do that, but a lot of people won't. So I just wanted to mention that because I don't want you to be discouraged if you're creating content and you're generating leads, but the leads aren't converting to sales, because that part takes time. And again, we're at an hour here and I don't want to stay on too much longer, but I will, after I jump off, in the description of this video, I will link to that video that I made this week that goes into more detail about, why, how to nurture your leads and why this process takes time, and giving you specific examples to show you how that works. Because what breaks my heart more than anything is when people quit before they even get any results, because they get discouraged because things aren't happening as fast as they want them to. Okay. Being somebody that is like a servant leader, somebody that wants to just really show up and make a difference for people long term, it's not a get rich quick thing. It takes time. It takes, and these are people, and they're not just leads. These are people. So your job is to just show up and nurture these people and provide value for them over time. What Caleb was sharing tonight is he's learning stuff and then doing it himself and then teaching it. That's called Learn, Do, Teach. It's a great way to just continuously show up and provide value for the people that are on your list. And then over time, as they get to know you, like you, and trust you, like they will when they watch Bill's videos, because how could you not when you watch his videos? Over time, they're going to be ready to purchase something from Bill, but it takes time, and it takes being consistent and showing up and being valuable. And like I said, I have videos that I've created a long, long time ago that are still generating leads for me. Some of them are years. They've been on my YouTube channel for years, but they still come up in the search engines when people search for certain things. So they're still able to find me. And once they find me and they show up on my YouTube channel, they can find my other YouTube videos, or they can opt in and get on my email list and stuff. So that's what I mean by the fishhook effect. It's a long-term game, but it's an evergreen lead generation strategy, because like I said, I get leads every single day, whether I work or not, whether I do any type of paid marketing or not. Right now I'm not even doing any paid marketing, and I'm still getting leads every day. And if I want to scale, I can do some paid marketing and drive more traffic to my capture pages or to my content. But even if I don't do that, I still get leads every single day because of all the content that's ranking on the internet. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. If anyone has any last minute questions, definitely type them in. And if not, I'm going to end the call. And let's see if Bill has anything. Bill, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I just want to tell you that this has really helped me a lot just tonight. A little bit. Bits and pieces are really crucial to me, because I've tried a lot of things, and this is the first group I've ever had such close contact with, one-on-one handling. It's awesome. It's just special.
Oh.
I can't share enough how good it is.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm glad it's been helpful.
Yeah.
And good. Well, that was my goal, was to kind of talk about, not, for you, but for everybody else too. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing a 30-day content challenge? Why are we creating all of this content if we're not getting sales from it? So I hope that now that makes more sense, because you might get some of this content might generate sales for you in 10 years from now.
I'm encouraged. I really.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. All right. Peter says, thanks. You're welcome. Nikki says it makes a lot of sense. I'm not really seeing too much else. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. If you're watching the replay, you can still ask whatever questions that you have, and I'll be happy to answer whatever questions you have. And thanks again to Bill and Caleb for showing up with me live tonight and sharing about their experience with the 30-day content challenge. And I will, after I jump off here, I'll add some stuff to the description. Like I said, I'm gonna link to that other video that shows like the life of a lead, so that people can understand how that process works. And if there's anything else I think of that you need to know more about, I'll provide the links near this video as well. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.